think, is it close enough?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And we'll have the
Put the
minutes
infield of that
last
chair and
meeting.
Selectmen's meeting minutes, Monday, February 4th, 2019, at the town office and 5 p.m. Present were Shirley Humphrey, Hadley Bucher, Judy Elton, and for staff, Chris Littlefield, town manager, and several citizens. Item 1 was minutes of the previous meetings. Hadley read minutes aloud for January 22nd, 2019, and motion to accept minutes as read, voted 3-0 to accept. Hadley also read the minutes of the emergency selectmen's meeting January 24th, 2019, and motion was made to accept minutes as read, voted 3-0 to accept. Item 2 is public forum. Debbie Cooper asked if any of the employees were wearing respirators due to dust, concern for a workers' comp claim. Chris explained the machines that they work in are enclosed cabs and the employees are not exposed directly to the dust. He also stated that no one has ever requested dust masks or respirators or expressed any concerns about exposure. We would definitely provide it if necessary. Item number 3 was unfinished business. Letter presented requesting additional abatement details. Item number 4, new business. Announced KV-COG meet and greet on February 20th, 2019 from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. February 20th at 3:30, County Commissioner meeting looking for a Budget Committee representative from District 5. No one interested from Hartland. Chris to attend if necessary. We appointed Chris Littlefield as Emergency Management Director, and the Spirit of America, nomination, Ron Holmes voted 3-0 to accept. And we discussed communication plan as follows. Number 1, landfill complaints at gmail.com. Item 2, announced a quarterly newsletter. Item 3, a community focus group. Selectmen to recruit members for the focus team. Motion for Chris to attend SWANA training in Boston with a projected cost of $2,500 to $3,000, and we voted 3-0 to accept. Under other, item 5, motion to present 7% as a delinquent tax rate for town warrant, voted 3-0 to accept. Training for selectmen, Shirley interested if Susan Frost to go. Budget committee member, short one person for the 2020 round. Selectmen want us to ask Shelley Gregnan as she expressed interest in the past. Town report cover, dedication, memorial page, plow crew, ITCC group, Bob Grignan, Sean and Betsy Coots, Robert McNeil and Dot Humphrey. Martin Street needs snow pushed back at the corners. Has anything been done on the feasibility study on the transfer station? The answer was no. February 20th, ITCC meeting at 5 p.m. Is town meeting and voting at the fire department? The answer was yes. And reminded that the next meeting is Tuesday, the 19th, due to a holiday. Item 6, we signed warrants, and motion to adjourn meeting at 6 p.m. voted 3-0 to accept. Respectfully submitted, Chris Littlefield, town manager. We have to make one change in spelling for Sean is S-H-A-W-N. What I see there.
Make a motion to accept the corrections from
Seconded.
All those in favor? It is a vote. Okay. Move on to public forum. Yes.
Got a question. Any chance I can get an agenda for the next meeting about a sewer line down the Brown Road?
You want it on the agenda?
if I could,
I don't know why not.
please. Second, since that just brought up a reminder, could you get the Brown Road widened a little bit? It's kinda like a crawl space.
Yep.
And on the sewers, because they're tied in to Harry Nelson built the trailer park back many years ago. And they're tied into a line which goes to the main line. But there's a problem in between, and I got a tenant that catches the problem before anyone above them on the hill. So I don't mind fixing my problem, but I don't like fixing everyone else's problem above me.
Yeah, we'll have to look into it, I guess. Have you talked to anybody from the town crew at this point about it?
I've asked a couple of years ago, and it wasn't a town problem.
It may not be, if Harry did the work. We'll have to find out.
I think it was Gerald Martin.
Right.
Isn't it Gerald Martin that lived across the road from you, Judy?
Yep.
Yep.
Gerald couldn't remember exactly,
Right.
so I'd like to know if you guys actually got a blueprint or anything from,
We have blueprints on it, but I'm gonna guess if this, I remember going over there a couple of different times, and I'm not sure that we ever found any of the easements or anything like
Right.
that proved that we owned it.
because I know, I was talking to Hadley a while ago.
Yep.
The sewer line, best I was told by Gerald and stuff, it's not in the back of the trailers. I just remembered this. And it's not back in the trailer, but it's, the back line where that bank is,
Mm-hmm.
if anyone knows that road. But it's like probably 10, 15 feet off the main road. It's actually underneath some of the trailers.
I remembered it as being under the road, but
See, that's it, no one has a
Right.
concrete answer. My question would be, is, that's why I wanted the agenda for next month, the next meeting, is find out exactly where the line is, or as close as we all can get to it, and find out if the town would run a main line, if that's the case, run a main line right beside the new water lines that was laid for the fire hydrant down there,
Yeah, we'll have to take a
which
look
would
at
be in
all
the
that.
road and everything.
We can't really answer that without
That's
a lot
why
of
I'm asking for the
investigation.
agenda, so
Yeah.
all this can get worked
Next
out.
meeting
Well-
will be March 4th, which is the first Monday.
Yep. No, that's why I wanted to see if I can get an agenda on it, because that will help me out as long, and anyone else on that road. Because everyone, we're all paying a sewer bill. I said I spent over $3,000 on that place fixing my sewer line part the last time that me and you, Chris, had a discussion on it,
Right,
which I don't mind fixing my problems.
right.
But if everyone else above me is using the same lines I am, I'm one getting the problem because it's plugging up below me, going in, bubbling back up through the tub and sink of my tenants.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty?
Yep.
Appreciate it very much.
Anyone else? Yes.
Yeah, I was curious how you're coming on the animal ordinance. I know you hadn't talked about that for a while.
Go ahead, Chris.
We have a draft all presented. In fact, the selectmen have had a chance to review it. We have not put it back on the agenda yet. That's something that we'll have to do probably by the next meeting. So we do have one going as a draft.
Okay.
But you do realize that that guy will be grandfathered in. That's nothing we can do about that. But he can't have anything new. Anything else? Yeah.
Yeah, how much, I know you had 2 executive sessions and the attorney was here. How much did that run you guys, run the town for those 2
I don't know
meetings?
if we've got billed yet for it, to be honest
Oh, you
with you.
haven't?
No.
Because that was like 2 or 3 hours each time.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep,
It's not cheap.
Not cheap.
it's gonna be $2,000 or more when you factor in the engineers.
Nothing.
Yep.
Waste of money.
Anything else? Yes.
The other day, last week, we got the logs of the complaint calls for 16 and 17. There was 9 on it. Paula called daily, sometimes twice a day. In 2017, the call started December of 16, and it has 0 for 16. So we're just kind of wondering when the DEP tells us that all of these problems are going to be solved or not on your complaints. And at that time, all we were doing was calling the town manager. So I don't understand. And Chris, or the town manager himself, told us that you call me, I call them. That didn't happen. So,
I'm sure he talked to them.
no, the logs don't show that.
No, we do not have logs for 16. I did not record them. When I was
But
doing
you told
phone
us you
calls,
were gonna.
I started recording them in 17. That's what you have for records, is it started in 17. I did
The
not
log-
write them. What's
Did you
that?
write
The
down?
log started in 16.
The log started with 16 on what we had for written correspondence.
0, yeah.
Yeah,
But you told us when we called the very first time, you call me and I'll call them.
I did call them, but I didn't log it. I didn't put it down in a
So
log.
they don't have it.
They sent you what they have, yes.
What good's it doing us if it's not logged?
It isn't doing any good at all from 2016.
It isn't doing us any good?
Not from 2016.
Why?
What about 2017?
2017, I started to record them more, and that was me not recording them.
But
So
you told us. You call me, I call them, I log, whatever. Which
I
you
do
didn't.
call them. I didn't log it.
So do they know that you called them? In other words, if we say something, they go back in their thing. There was no complaints on June, whatever.
Right. I spoke directly with Lou Bizzuti. Lou is my contact person. So he is the person that I spoke with. If he didn't write it down and I didn't write it down, there's not a log.
They didn't need to be?
There probably should have been, yes.
But you were telling us all the time that there was.
I didn't tell you there was a log.
What did-
I told you that I was calling the DEP.
Huh?
I told you I was calling the DEP.
So now we gotta check with them again? We just got this from them.
Yeah, you have the log that has what we logged on it.
So
If we didn't log it, you don't have it.
how do we know that you was even corresponding?
You don't know. I'm very dishonest, and I don't tell the truth about anything. So,
Okay.
you're trying to, at
I'm
the
trying to
time, I
say-
did not log it. I'm telling you, I made a mistake. I did not log it. It doesn't change anything. I can't go back and tell you that I called every time and prove it,
So-
because I didn't write it down.
How about 18? Are you logging those
I am,
every time?
yeah. I am.
I don't quite understand a lot of this. We're living in stink.
Yeah.
You know, you told Paula and I, you complained to me, I need these complaints. But now there's no record of them.
Right, because I didn't write them down.
Okay.
I didn't write them down.
Thanks.
That's the bottom line. I don't know what to tell you beyond that.
But now,
Now they're being,
Present time,
they're absolutely being
everything
recorded.
that's come in is being logged, right?
But
Yeah.
And when he calls them, it's
Yeah.
gonna be logged.
Yes. Yeah,
At
it's-
present.
It is being done today in detail. In 16, it was not done. In 17, it didn't get done well until
You did
more
not.
towards, what's that?
you turned in 9.
I turned in 9, yeah. In 18, we have over 200. 175 of them, I believe,
we're
came
still-
from you and Paula.
We're still mistakes.
Right. Yeah, there's several. We're gonna be turning that log in here shortly.
Anything else?
Well, I just wanted to say on that, I think what the confusion is, that the DEP doesn't log it. The DEP gets their log from Chris.
That's probably what I
Yeah,
meant.
I think that's
didn't get it.
where
I
the
didn't get it
confusion
said
is.
right, but it
Yeah.
doesn't matter anyway. I
That's
guess.
just why it's not logged, because Chris didn't, he's admitting he didn't.
I did not log it.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
I'm not gonna lie about that, I did not log it.
Right.
I called the DEP though. That doesn't mean I didn't log it.
So
They're
that's
two very
false
separate
security
things.
for me and Paula, sitting there in that smell, calling you, and that's as far as it went.
That's not true.
Yeah,
You're calling me a
that will be
liar.
your interpretation. Because
Right,
you're
right.
entitled to your interpretation,
I got
and your
it.
interpretation is always going to be negative. Because we aren't doing anything,
Let's move on.
so,
Anything for what?
nothing.
We're gonna move on. Unfinished business. Community focus group?
Yep.
Now, I haven't called anyone because I didn't know what was happening.
Okay.
So has anyone called anyone at all?
Not that I'm aware of. The only guy that I had conversation with is this Dan Piasecki.
Yeah?
858-5898 is his phone number. He said that he would do this. He is he works for Oliver Associates and lives in town here. And that's just somebody I reached out to. Amanda could be the engineering representative for us. If we do that, we're gonna be paying her to be present.
No, we don't.
So, for clergy, Tom Brown came to my mind.
Yes.
Ask him.
Now, who's Tom Brown?
He's the minister at the,
He's the only one that
Baptist
lives
Church.
in town.
Oh,
Mark Brooks, if he's available.
I was gonna talk to Rich Grote from the tannery to see if Rich was interested on the business side of things.
Yeah, which would be good.
What's his last name?
Grote,
G-R-O-A-T?
yep,
and he lives in Hartland?
no, Brooks, yeah. I talked with Denise Kimball briefly. There's only one person that she listed to me, and I can't remember. I have to go back and look at my emails. And I want to say, it seems that her name was Susan, but I don't know. Do you guys have somebody that lives in town that's involved with education?
I had Mary Beth Littlefield. I don't know if she's interested or she's a very knowledgeable person on a lot of.
Let's ask.
The two names that I came up with for legal would either Chris Ring works for Mike Wires or Dick Tucker. I think Chris is around more. I think Dick travels a lot, so we might make
Chris
it
is
better
fine
with
with
Chris. Yeah.
Oh, I think whoever is on this needs to do it as a volunteer.
Oh, yes.
Shelley is medical. I don't know if she'd have time.
Shelley.
Yeah, and by the way, Shelley did get elected on
She
that last
did.
year, yes. So she was, Trish apologized, she missed that, so.
Oh,
You want me to ask Shelley? I'll ask.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's those.
Her last name was June. I said Brigden on that thing, that's not correct. I should probably change that.
And if she's not interested or doesn't have the time, Beth Clark or Allison DePody? Allison Ramsdale.
Is Beth in the,
I bet Beth would be available
is
more.
she in, she's in healthcare?
She's a nurse.
Yep.
She's back.
Yeah,
She's not in.
yeah, she's a
She's a teacher.
Mhm.
and a teacher.
I bet she'd have more time than Shelley would.
She
because
probably
Shelley's
would.
going to school less early.
Yep.
You got engineering.
Yep.
Debbie,
Debbie, would you be interested in this Citizens Initiative group as a member? No? Okay.
oops, I'm writing all over myself. Anybody else from that group? From the H.E.A.T group, want to be on that?
I wouldn't be objective.
You want to try it?
What is the focus on again?
It's education and information, to be educated really well and be able to talk with people
About what?
about landfill stuff.
Landfill, we have some potential TIFs coming up that we want to look at. There's a variety of some projects coming along that are going to require a group of folks, and just give a focus group the opportunity to discuss it and get educated and understand the rules, understand the facts, and we're just looking for people who are objective and want to learn and want to understand. And our goal is to have more communication to the public. That's our goal.
Annette, would you like to be a citizen member?
Sure.
Yeah, good.
So this group is to take the pressure off you, select people who are supposed to be doing this,
It's to be objective.
and you guys
not-
don't think you can be?
Well, we are, but
Wait,
it's,
wait.
No.
It's, again, you guys are putting a negative tone on a positive situation. That's exactly what you're trying to do.
Really?
Well, then what?
Yes, you are.
Really?
Well, then just say.
You just said the selectmen,
What did you
it's
just
not
say,
to take the
Debbie?
pressure
Huh?
off
What
them.
did you just say?
I said, this group is supposed to take the pressure off these people who are supposed to be doing this. It's the truth. Why is that negative? That's not
It's the
negative.
idea of,
It's only negative because you're negative against me, so we're negative against each other, so
I find that would be a conflict of
It's called
interest to even ask
contrary.
any of us to join anything that had to do with the landfill in that focus group.
okay,
That's a conflict of interest.
all right,
Any
Two
other
members
issue
from,
would be all right.
Hartland Citizens.
yeah,
so Annette said she would do it.
yeah.
Who else?
I didn't know if Arthur Charles or Tim Belanger would be interested. Arthur has a lot to do with the lake and things, that involvement,
Yeah, Tim would be good too.
and Tim.
Yeah.
Well,
So going forward, these
people who
people will
will
be
ask.
contacted, asked first, and then
Yes.
we'll move from that
Yep.
and make other suggestions if they're not interested.
Yeah. And if nobody's gonna be on from the Citizens Initiative group,
Well, that's only one. There are other citizens initiative groups in town, so we'll figure that out.
okay.
Yep.
Friends of the library, there's a number of people there that
Oh, yeah,
would probably be available, making stuff available, so.
Annette, how do you spell your last name?
GEYDOSHEK.
Thanks.
So can we put you down as a yes?
Yes.
Yes.
What's your phone number?
938-5479.
When we get what's that?
Yeah, we'll fill in from there, Portland. So, all right.
Good. Okay. Then we have some quick claim deeds. Now what does this mean?
Yeah, this is, well, these are stuff that's foreclosed on, and they came in and paid the foreclosures, so we have to deed it back.
Oh, okay.
We need to put this on too.
Okay. That's good. Watch what we're doing here so you can witness this. Seven.
Yep. Pass it to Pat or Joanne.
On the first line.
It's
Yeah,
good.
on the side.
All
Three
three of them,
times.
yeah, you gotta do it 3 times.
Deeds.
So that's good.
These are all paid for?
Yes.
Isn't that great?
Yeah, it is.
You aren't doing it then? You can do it too. Doesn't matter as long as somebody saw us do it. There's 7 of them. Give one to Annette, maybe she'll see them.
Do they have 3 sets of property?
Can I ask a question? What does, quit claim deeds without covenants mean?
It means that we're giving them back the rights to their property, but we're not guaranteeing it's a clean deed. It means that there could still be other liens on it and things like that. So we aren't allowed to give back a warranted deed when we give somebody back the property, because we don't research them to find out if they're clean titles or not. We don't have the resources to do that.
So there might already be a lien on it.
Right.
Giving it back to them in the first place, did you?
Because
You get the vote.
they paid off the amount they owed and bought their rights back
To you?
to the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to me. To the
No,
town of
to
Hartland.
the town, correct.
For back taxes.
For back
Yes.
taxes, yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, it's a,
I like to
it's
see
a
that.
very, very expensive process to go through. And people end up paying 7% taxes, they pay a bunch of other fees associated with doing it. So,
On top of everything.
on top of everything else, yeah. Yeah, this is Timmy's fire chief appointment. Sure, you got copies.
Yeah.
You put on there, right?
This mine, isn't
Yeah,
down just tomorrow, keep up.
There was one picture in there I had a question about.
Yep.
I'm sure you can.
We paying.
Well, remember, this is a draft, we haven't even taken it to the budget committee yet. So we haven't fine tuned this in any way.
no.
The other people, so much, so far.
You get to go to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
We go, we
I'm
just,
all set till
You can't
then.
vote. You can explain,
Right. Yeah, this is actually your budget.
yes.
It's a budget that I prepare it, and Susan and I work on it together to prepare it, but it's your budget. And so you can come and talk about it. The budget committee makes recommendations one way or the other.
okay, I suspect that this is because we're doing our own work this year. Because it's less down here.
Which one you want, Judy? Which line are you talking about specifically?
It goes from 25 to 60.
Top line.
Yep. And I figured it's probably because we're paying
Oh, no,
salaries.
look, last year, this budget always ran based on what the town spent itself, plus what we paid the contractor. This year, we're breaking it up into actual departments, so it's more cost. It's more of a tracking of our actual cost. So we're budgeting based on what we think we're gonna spend in each category. So instead of doing one, this figure down here is 160,000. Instead of doing 160,000, we're spreading that 160,000 over these
That's what I figured.
areas, yes, yes.
I
It's
wanted
still
to be
gonna,
sure.
it's still gonna equal the same when it's all said and done.
Yep.
Still be in the same ballpark.
Good.
But we're spreading it out to try to track it a little more thoroughly
Well, that's a good
with
idea.
actual cost, yeah?
One's in red, one's been proposed last year. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, on the back
25 in
page.
red.
This is the request for folks that want donations on the very last page. The ones in reds are the ones,
I don't know.
how'd you manage that? You can have this one.
No, no.
I might have given you my copy. So last year, we held the budget pretty flat. This year, the proposals that we have thus far are running, I think it's around 65 to 80 range. I haven't done the actual math on it yet of an increase. It's in different areas because of different demands and so forth. So we'll run it to the budget committee and see what they want to do. I just wanted to give you a preliminary to take a peek at it.
Yeah.
And then I'd like to talk about when we could set a date with the actual committee.
Okay.
Looking at March.
Yeah, we should do it the first week of March. There's an ITCC meeting the 6th. Monday night will be our meeting. Yes, that's right, Monday night will be our,
Yeah, Monday is taken, but other than that, I'm wide open.
so it'd have to be Tuesday or Thursday, correct?
What's good for you guys? Tuesday or Thursday?
You do Tuesday, you have Thursday for a backup,
Right,
the way the weather is.
yep. So do the 4th,
5th.
5th?
I'm sorry, I was
5th
looking
or
at you.
Thursday in case of a storm?
5th, okay.
And what time?
Well, we usually do it around 6, don't we?
Five,
Five.
6.
We can complete it one evening, start at 5, I think.
Yeah,
5
Right,
o'clock is
number?
better,
Yeah.
I would think.
yeah, since 4 of us are here, may I speak? Since 4 of us from the budget committee are here, we usually like to get it started as soon as possible in case there's any explanation, so 5 would be what we've done
Right.
before.
Great.
So the 5th or the 7th,
Yeah.
Don't finish it on the 5th,
Mm.
we'll go 7.
5 PM.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll get notification right out tomorrow, and we'll send copies of this out to the committee. So,
So 3/7 would be a snow day.
snow date or
Budget committee.
completion. Yeah, we
Yeah.
might wanna get together. Well, we can set the meeting from there. If we wanna go to the next week, we can do that. But we'll see what the committee wants to do.
Will that budget meeting be in here?
Yes, it usually
It'll
is.
be in here?
Yep.
And
Okay.
that will be here.
Yes.
And on the other, I just had sidewalk plowing.
Okay, we'll look into that. I kinda confused about it, but that's okay. I'll look into it.
So, did you say or talk about signing the fire chief appointment certificate?
That's done.
Can we ask who the?
Kim? Kim?
Did you say that? Because I didn't hear it.
I probably
She
didn't,
didn't,
Paula.
no.
What is
I
it?
said we need to sign Tim's appointment, but I didn't say it very
Tim,
loud.
with
Keithburg.
Keithburg.
Tim
Tim
Kisper.
Keesberg.
I get I remember my mouth going.
Yep.
Their process is they elect somebody in-house and then bring it to the selectmen and ask for the appointment. So that's something they do themselves and bring to us.
And he's doing a good job, I guess.
Need somebody to do a good job.
So, the only other thing I have
You
is
people show
town
down, you gotta
report
find
items that are due. I just wanna share with you, we've already made decisions on some of them.
It's a fire.
I just wanna make some notes here and give Trish some feedback tomorrow. She's just concerned about where we're at with things. So, the front cover of the photo, I'll take care of. Down my name on that.
You work around the country.
dedication picture right up, you said you were gonna do it. Is
10,
that
12
correct?
hours and then.
This is the
The dedication,
Betsy,
yeah, and,
IPCC.
and
Is that under
Dot-
Spirit of America?
No.
You got it on the dedication.
Under dedication? I don't know. I don't know.
Spirit of Americans Ron Thomas.
Right.
I got can some white plantation.
But
First time I can. They never
I'll
had
figure that
planted
out
that.
on that write-up. I'm
finished
just,
my can.
she's asking me who's doing what here, so I told her to bring this tonight. And
I wasn't doing anything about a picture though.
you don't necessarily need to, that's up to you.
About 10 years ago.
If you wanna present a picture, we gotta have it in,
Yeah, give me a date.
yeah, well, she wants it yesterday.
I went in there.
Of course.
If you can do it in, by the
First.
first week of March, we'll be able to say. Yeah, I'll give you next week and the week after.
Yep, that's correct.
So,
Is the dedication to Betsy, John, and Dot?
Yes.
Where's the other one?
Robin.
Robin.
Right. We were gonna list the ITCC and then make special, I would list the ITCC, the members,
Yeah.
and then special recognition to those four. Is how I would do that, based on our conversations. And then, Ron, I will, I'll get something on that for write-up. Did you say you could get something on Bob from?
Yes, and Mary's bringing it up.
I'm gonna put you down for that. I will do the report like I normally do and bring it for you guys to double check. Susan's working on this draft warrant. Trish does the draft ballots in the budget. We're gonna be doing with the budget committee, so. And I think that's all I had,
So town meeting will be the 4th of May, election on the 3rd of May.
yes.
May, yeah,
What day?
3rd and 4th. 3rd, 9 and 4th. Yeah. And 4th town meeting.
Out of here this time.
Yep. There you go.
Not a good day.
If they're closing it up.
Have you ever seen them?
It's in the paper, you pick out your nomination papers. Get them signed.
Yeah, yeah. I need it.
Sleeping's on.
Even after I get. So how come that guy has to be on the ballot when the other people have worked
I nominate for four, you get nothing to wait to use it.
Educated for the garden.
You're automatically closing.
You don't know, a couple days after. Before you know what.
So they just.
This is what ballot. They had two people nominated. And they had one person nominated.
Oh, does anyone have a copy of last Saturday's
One was saying they want that person.
Dale's
She was done that several times, 2 or 3 meetings.
Yes, right, but, yeah.